Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're actually over at the ram farm, and this is a pond that is just silted in. It's had a lot of, it's an old pond. It's got trees on it that are probably 70 years old. I mean, there's some big trees back there. And it looks like it was cleaned out once upon a time by a drag line or something. There's great big mounds of dried dirt, mud, whatever you want to call it, on the back of this dam that Johnny found in there this morning. Anyway, Johnny's got a track though in here, and this is just completely worthless for livestock water because they've let the animals in the pond and it just ruined it. It takes years to do it. You'd be surprised, they can do it pretty quick. Of course, they just had full access to it and just turned it into a green pit. I mean, it's not even good for sheep. We actually, before we got it stopped, we lost a couple sheep drinking out of that. The nitrates were so high in that water that we lost, I think it was two ram lambs. We fenced that puppy off. Anyway, we're looking at putting a limited rock skirt right up there in that corner, because if we put a pipe in the dam, it's going to be back here in these trees, and I don't want the water point back in the trees. The animals hang out enough in the trees. You don't need to coax them back there. But I mean, Johnny knocked down a big honey locust. Look at that one. He just dug that out. And that track little thing he's got, it's got a hydraulic arm on it. I'm gonna see if I can sneak in there without him. I say sneak, just go through this little valley he's got here. I just want him to know I'm back here. Hey, look at that. Talk about a tour. Got to get these trees off the dam. This is where all the mud's gonna go. So you saw the one last week, or a week or so ago, I posted of the cattle that had destroyed that pond up in North Missouri. Well, you got to have a way to get the mud out. We don't have any place to get the mud out here. So we got to get these trees off this dam. And that's what Johnny's doing right now. There it is. That's a honey locust. Those honey locusts are so brittle, they just snap. They don't hold together very well. But, so when he gets all this cleaned out, all this brush is gonna go way back in there, out of the way. And then he's gonna set up here on top of the dam with that track hoe, and he's gonna reach out in that gunk, and he's gonna pull a bucket width or more all the way through this dam, clear back there. That's where all the water and mud's gonna go. And then we're actually gonna bring a bulldozer. Johnny's got like a, I don't know, I think it's a D6 or D7 equivalent. It's got a 10 or 12 foot blade on it, and we're just gonna clean this thing out. I thought about just scooping it out, but you're not going to be able to get it cleaned out very good. I mean, where are you going to put the mud if you scoop it out over there? Well, it's got to go up on that bank, and then when it rains, it's going to wash the mud right back into the pond. So that's just a futile effort. If you're going to do it right. That's kind of the way I look at it. And we are going to be able to save a few of these. It's got some pretty nice black locusts right here on the dam. There's one. There's another one. I think I counted up about 8 or 9 black locusts in here. We're gonna save those. I told Johnny, I said, just dig the dirt out, pluck them out of there like a lollipop, and set them out there on that side of that hill for me, and I'll get the logs cut out of them, and those make excellent posts. Black locust is right in there. It's not as good as hedge, or some people call it bodark, but they're pretty darn good. I mean, that black locust there will last probably I don't know, 40 to 50 years in the ground. It's anti-rot. If you take a chainsaw and cut into that tree, it's yellow. It's yellow wood, and the bugs and the stuff, they don't like it. There's a really good one over here. Check this one out. Right there. I mean, that goes on and on and on and on and on, clear up to that fork. And even at that fork, those are 2 line posts. They're about 5-inch diameter. That'll make some real, and there's another one right there beside it. Yeah, that one's even bigger. Goes way up through there. So we're gonna end up with, I don't know, just counting the trees around here. There's gonna be, oh shoot, there's 2 more down in there. I don't know how many we're gonna get. Probably 15 to 20 good wooden posts. Boy, there's a gnarly looking dude. Look at that. That's a honey locust. Look at the length of those thorns. That one there's about a foot. Well, it's over a foot. How'd you like to be thrown into that? Yeah. They make really good shade trees. The only problem is they do drop thorns. Now there's one right there in the middle of the dam, big old tree. Now that's, yeah, it's got a few thorns, but it doesn't have near the thorns that this one beside me does. But Johnny's got his work cut out for him. He'll get all these trees plucked off of here. And then he's actually gonna get this dirt that's on the back here. There's some pretty good dirt back there. And he's gonna push that up in a pile. And so when he gets done, he can line this dam. The owner kind of wanted to get the dam up just a little bit higher to catch a little bit more water here, because it's a pretty good spot for a pond. Just, you can't let animals in your ponds, folks. They either destroy it like the one I showed last week, or they turn it to this. Just don't let them wade off in your pond. I wouldn't put a group of cows. I'm afraid one gets stuck in there, wouldn't get out. Just doesn't make economical sense, and it doesn't make ecological sense, because your cows and your sheep, goats, whatever, 70 to 80% water, and you're feeding them, making them drink water that they're taking a bath in, and they're also pooping and peeing in that. You're just asking for a disease nightmare. I'm gonna get out of his way. I told him I was gonna shoot a little video, but he may have forgot I was back here. He's bigger than I am. You see, he's got that mechanical thumb on there. He can pick up a whole tree and just put it right where he wants it. It's a great tool for removing trees that are, you know, like on the back of a dam. You don't really want trees growing on your dam. It's a good way to get a leaky dam. That thing's just idling. You know, he doesn't even have it turned up that high, the RPMs of that thing. It just makes it look so darn easy. You can kind of see what he did to this one. He just dug it out of it. I mean, my goodness. There's a lot of brush right there. But he'll be able to come in here with that track, or that gripper. He'll grab this, I see him do it. And he'll just, once he gets that cleared where he can get the mud out, he'll just pull all that brush down in that draw right there. And there'll be one heck of a rabbit brush pile. See, all this is going down here too. There's a bunch of it. But most of it, what I see is honey locusts. There's one oak tree there. It wasn't a very big one, but that one came out. It was growing right in the middle of the dam. And there's an elm right down there. That one's got to come out. It's on the dam. We're going to be able to leave some of these walnuts. They're not hurting anything. Don't want to be taking out walnuts if you don't have to. But we're hoping to get, you know, 10, 12 feet of water. Time we push all that mud out of there. And we're gonna leave the track hoe here so that if he would get stuck with that dozer, he's got a way to pull himself out. Because you bury a dozer trying to clean a pond out, you've got something stuck, and there's no way you're gonna dig it out. And a dozer is not like a high lift. It doesn't have a hydraulic bucket that you can bend to push yourself out. So I had a guy bury one on the Judy farm years ago, and he had to bring another dozer out. He just couldn't get it out. You know, he sunk her in about cab level in the mud, and he was done. So you gotta know what you're doing when you're messing with this machinery. I don't have any ambition to get on that thing. Johnny's a strong guy. He actually holds several weight records, world weight records for his age group of lifting weights. He does that ultimate lifting where you put a harness on and all you got to do is get the weight off of the ground. It's unbelievable some of the weight that guy's lifted. It was up there over 2,000 pounds. You got people laying on the ground, and he gets that harness on, gets underneath it, and all you got to do is get it off the ground enough to put a piece of paper underneath it, space. And I think he's up there 2,500 or almost 3,000 pounds on certain lifts. There's a gymnasium down in Columbia. Guy's been doing it for 30 years. And Johnny used to go compete with that guy. But he still plays around with it. He's just a stout guy. That's how he can take all that beating on that machinery. I wouldn't be able to walk the next day if I got on that thing. Especially the skid steer. That's the one that really beats you up. They don't have shock absorbers on them at all. Every tree you hit, every bump you hit, you feel it. Folks, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. It's a beautiful day here in October. Got a full schedule of things we got to get done today. And we'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and y'all have a great day.